Guys, welcome to another overview, and this time we bring you the most recent hardcover published by Editorial Televisa, and as you can see, we're talking about All-Star Superman. First of all, we will take a look at the superficial characteristics of the book, and then we'll talk about the basics of the story. As we said, this book is a hardcover, and it has a great cover from Frank Quitely, as you can see. At the bottom, we notice that it also comes with the stamp of the new Black Label line. And if you put the cover backlit, you can see the title and the name of the authors highlighted in varnish. The benefit of this varnish type is that it allows us to fully appreciate the artwork without leaving out the relevant information. We can also see that the spine is red, includes the title, the creators, and a small black strip again, highlighting that it belongs to the Black Label line. On the back, we have one of the last panels of All-Star Superman issue 3, where Clark and Lois share a kiss on the moon. Both characters and the phrase in the upper left corner are highlighted with their respective varnish. As you can see, right in the center we have reviews written by the New York Times, Entertainment Weekly, Variety, among others, calling it one of the best graphic novels of the Man of Steel. Having concluded, we will now explain why the reviews are correct. According to the writer, Grant Morrison, the idea came to be in the late 90s during the San Diego Comic-Con, since he had constant talks with his friend Mark Waid about taking the title of Superman in the early 2000s. But what inspired the comic was his conversation with a Superman cosplayer who, during his talk, remained in character, and it was the answers to Morrison's questions that led him to take this approach. Moving on to the story, All-Star Superman, it was a miniseries of 12 issues published at the end of 2005, written entirely by Grant Morrison, joined by Frank Quitely, where after saving the mission to the son of some researchers, Superman is diagnosed with cellular death. This condition would develop during the 12 issues where Clark must perform 12 jobs before finally dying. Throughout the Superman miniseries, Clark confronts not very orthodox antagonists of the comics, but the main villain is always Lex Luthor, who was the indirect cause of the saturation of Superman's cells. The story is truly entertaining and moving because we see him deal with all his errands before leaving onto the next life, thinking how to continue protecting the Earth, and mainly how to say goodbye to his mother and Lois. All this while facing powerful threats. At the end of the book, we find the extra material, which includes sketches from Frank Quitely, the first drafts of Grant Morrison for the comic, as well as some ideas and designs of the characters used. We can immediately tell you that this book does indeed contain a few mistakes, but they do not interfere with the narrative and beauty of this amazing story. This is definitely a hardcover that must be bought, as it is one of the best comic books of the Man of Steel. This is all for now. Hopefully you like this look at the hardcover of this great Superman comic. We're TCA, we'll see you in our next overview.